Let me hit you with the truth right out of the gate. Nobody cares about your excuses, your struggles, your pain, until you change the game, until you take action, until you do something so powerful, so undeniable, that the world is forced to pay attention. That's the reality. You can cry, complain, blame, post, shout into the void. But the moment you take radical ownership, the moment you do the thing they said you couldn't do, that's when everything changes. People don't care until you make them care through results, through resilience, through relentless execution. The good news, that power is already in you. You've just been waiting for someone else to activate it. But I'm here to tell you, you are the one. You always were. The moment everything changes is the moment you make a decision, not a wish, not a hope, a decision, and a real decision is backed by action. It says, I will not be overlooked anymore, because let's face it, for most of your life you've probably been underestimated, overlooked, forgotten, and maybe a part of you started believing you didn't matter. But here's what people don't understand. Power doesn't get handed to you. You take it. Respect doesn't fall in your lap. You earn it. And the only way to earn it is to stop waiting for someone to see your worth and start showing them your worth. Every single day. When you decide that you're done being invisible, you start moving differently. You walk with fire in your step. You speak with conviction. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop settling for crumbs and start building your damn bakery. Nobody cares until you care enough to fight for your place in this world. Until you get so serious, so focused, so intentional that your energy becomes magnetic. Your results become undeniable. You stop explaining yourself and start demonstrating who you are, through excellence, through action, through consistency. And suddenly, the world takes notice. So if you've ever felt like no one sees you, good. Use that, fuel that. Let that be the fire that burns down every excuse and every fear. Because the day you truly decide you're done being ignored is the day you start becoming unignorable. Are you ready to become the person the world can't ignore? Then let's go. This is your moment. No more waiting, no more wishing. Decide, commit, act. Because once you care enough to change everything, the world won't have a choice but to care too. Let's make it happen, right now. Let me be real with you, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to wake you up every morning and tell you to go harder, to dig deeper, to stay focused. That's your job. That's your responsibility. And if you want to become the kind of person people can't ignore, it starts with mastering the one thing most people run from: discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. It's saying, I know what I want, and I'm willing to do what it takes. Every single day, even when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching. Because that's the real test, that's where greatness is built. See, people talk about motivation. Motivation is a spark, it's useful, but it burns out quick. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning, no matter how you feel. Discipline is showing up when you're tired, pushing when you're drained, moving forward when no one's clapping for you. That's the price of greatness. That's the currency of respect. The truth is, the world starts to care when they see consistency. When they see you do the thing again and again and again, no matter what, that's when they realize you're not playing games, you're not a one-hit wonder, you're a force, a standard, a leader, and let me tell you something else. Your habits are shaping your future, whether you like it or not. The food you eat, the way you move, the books you read or don't, the words you speak to yourself, that's the foundation you're building every single day. The question is, are you building something strong? Or are you building excuses? Because people don't just wake up and respect you. They watch, they notice, they remember, and when they see that you are serious, when they see that you are showing up every single day, no matter how you feel, that's when they start paying attention. If you want to go to the next level, you've got to lead yourself there first. Be the one who rises early, who stays late, who goes the extra mile without being told. Be the one who shows the world what's possible. Because when you build relentless discipline, you build an unshakable life. And when that happens, the world won't just care. They'll follow, they'll believe, they'll respect. But it all starts with you. Every single person walking this earth has pain. Struggles, moments that broke them. You're not alone. But what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck is this: the ability to turn that pain into power, to use it, not be used by it. See, most people let pain define them. They replay the betrayal, the loss, the rejection. They carry it like a badge, like an excuse. But here's what the elite do. They alchemize it. They take that same pain and use it as fuel. They say, "You hurt me. Watch what I do with it." That mindset flips the script. It turns weakness into strength, wounds into wisdom, scar tissue into armor. You've got two choices with your pain. Let it bury you or let it build you. You can sit there and let it become your identity, or you can own it and say, "This will never control me again." That decision, that moment, is where power is born. Look at every champion, every leader, every world changer. They didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because life hit them and they hit back. They didn't run from the fire, they became the fire. And here's the magic. When you share your story not from a place of victimhood but from victory, people feel it, they relate, they believe, they start to care. Because now you're not just another person trying to get attention. You're a walking example of what's possible. You want to lead, want to impact lives, want to be someone the world listens to. Then stop hiding your pain. Stop pretending it didn't happen. Embrace it, learn from it, and then use it. Use it to build a message. Use it to fuel your vision. Use it to sharpen your edge. Because when you walk through hell and come out with your head high, when you turn your breakdown into your breakthrough, that's when people stop ignoring you. That's when they start saying, "If they can rise, maybe I can too." Pain is not your enemy, it's your training ground. Rise from it, speak from it, lead from it, and the world will have no choice but to listen. Talk is cheap. Everybody's got a dream. Everybody says they want success, greatness, impact. But very few are willing to do what it takes to deliver results. And let me tell you, the world doesn't care about what you say. It cares about what you prove. You want people to notice you, then stop trying to convince them with words. Start showing them with results. Because results are undeniable. They shut up critics. They silence doubt. They make people stop and say, "Wait, who is that?" Here's the truth. Most people will never believe in you until you give them a reason to. That's not negativity. It's just how humans work. We are drawn to those who perform, who produce, who show up consistently and crush it. And if you're tired of being overlooked, if you're sick of feeling invisible, then it's time to let your execution do the talking. You don't need to announce your moves when your outcomes are making the noise. You don't need approval when your performance becomes the proof. Whether it's your business, your fitness, your art, your career, when you start stacking real, measurable wins, people take notice. And not just random people, the right people, the ones who open doors, the ones who create opportunities, the ones who can help you go to the next level. But results don't come from wanting, they come from working. From committing to mastery. From doing the boring, unsexy work when nobody's watching. From doing the thing right 1,000 times until you're a machine. And here's the beauty of it. Once your results start stacking, your confidence skyrockets. You walk differently, you speak with more certainty, you attract a different level of energy. You don't have to demand respect. You earn it, you embody it. So if you're ready for the world to take you seriously, don't yell louder. Execute better. Get results that are so clear, so powerful, so repeatable, that people can't deny you even if they wanted to. That's when the game changes. That's when they come to you. The world doesn't respond to opinions. It responds to outcomes. Build results that speak so loud, you never have to shout again. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you believe you are, and most people are stuck, not because they don't have potential, but because they're operating from a weak, outdated identity. One that was shaped by failure, fear, and the opinions of other people. But here's the breakthrough. You can reinvent your identity at any moment. You can choose to become someone the world can't ignore. Everything begins with identity, your habits, your beliefs, your decisions. If you see yourself as average, you'll act like it. If you believe you're an underdog, you'll stay one. But the moment you say, "This is who I am now," and you back it up with behavior, the universe starts to respond differently. So let me ask you, who are you becoming? Who is the version of you that commands respect, that executes at a world-class level, that lives with fire and purpose? Get clear on that image. See it, feel it, speak it, and then live it. Not when it's convenient, not when people are watching. Now. You don't have to wait for validation to step into your power. You create the power by stepping forward again and again, until your actions match the identity of the person you were meant to be. This is not about ego. It's about alignment. It's about crafting a version of yourself that is congruent with greatness. Because let's be honest, people are drawn to certainty, to confidence, to clarity, and when you walk into a room with an identity built on standards, integrity, and purpose, people feel that. They're magnetized by it. They can't ignore it. They won't forget it. But that identity doesn't show up by accident. You build it through rituals, through how you treat your body, how you show up in chaos, how you talk to yourself when things go sideways. Every moment, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. So stop voting for the version of you that doubts, hides, and settles. Start voting for the one who leads. Because the moment you fully claim your new identity, the moment you decide to live as that person every single day, the world won't just care, it will follow. Let's face it, attention is currency. In today's world, everybody's fighting to be seen, to be heard, to matter. But here's what most people miss. You don't get noticed by screaming louder. You get noticed by becoming irreplaceable. When you bring so much value, when your presence upgrades the room, the team, the mission, you don't have to chase respect. You command it. Value isn't about hype, it's about impact. What do you bring that no one else can? What can you solve, create, or transform that leaves people better than you found them? If you want people to care, stop trying to impress them and start serving them. Solve real problems, bring real solutions. Be the person who shows up, delivers, and leaves a wake of progress behind you. The truth is, most people are replaceable because they've never taken the time to develop depth. They know a little about a lot, but they don't master anything. You want to be respected, then go deep. Be so good at what you do that it becomes impossible to ignore. Be the one who takes ownership when things go wrong and raises the bar when things go right. And here's what happens when you become valuable. The game flips. You stop chasing people. They chase you. You stop begging for opportunity. It finds you. You go from overlooked to overbooked. Not because you shouted the loudest, but because your value was undeniable. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it does mean you have to be committed to growth, committed to mastery, committed to becoming the kind of person who brings results, energy, leadership, and solutions everywhere you go. When you become valuable, people respect you, trust you, need you. And that kind of value, it makes you unforgettable. So build yourself into an asset. Level up your skill, your presence, your energy. Because once you become so valuable, they can't look away. Let's get something straight. Nobody cares. Until you give them a reason to. Until you decide that you're done being overlooked. Until you discipline yourself when it's hard. Until you turn your pain into power and stack real, measurable results. Until you craft an identity that radiates strength and becomes so valuable that people can't help but pay attention. This life won't hand you anything just because you've suffered, because you're talented, or because you want it bad enough. It will hand you exactly what you demand through action, through ownership, through consistency, and through unshakable belief backed by relentless execution. The moment you stop waiting for the world to validate you and start validating yourself is the moment you become unstoppable. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need applause to take your shot. You don't need the world to care, because once you start doing the thing that separates you from the crowd, the world won't just care, it'll follow. This is your time, right here, right now. Stop waiting for the world to see you. Show them who you are. Stand up, lock in, burn the excuses, build the fire, and go become the person the world can't ignore. Let's go. Decide now, own your power, and never look back.